Hi, today on Randy's Outdoor World, we're going to learn how to pack your cooler with dry ice for extended stays outside of the regular world where there's no AC, no electric, and no refrigeration. So, the three things that you're going to need is number 6 corrugated cardboard. This works just fine. Newspaper. You'll need lots of this. And for demonstration purposes, we're going to use these three items as dry ice. Typically your dry ice comes in a 12 by 12 block by 2.5 inches thick. What you're going to want to do with your dry ice is, number one, be very careful not to touch it with your hands. It will burn you permanently. But what you'll do is you'll take your block of dry ice and you're going to break it with a hammer into 2 or 3 medium-sized pieces, such as we are going to use these as demonstrations with right now. The first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get your newspaper out. Take enough newspaper to make sure that you amply cover each piece of dry ice so that it's thick and keeps the cold in. That's the whole trick to this little operation. Take your first set of paper, open it up full to the sheet. Take your dry ice and wrap it just like you would if you were working at Subway to dry your to pack the sandwiches. What you'll want to do is repeat that process a couple of times on each piece of ice so that you make sure that the ice is very, very insulated. It really is important. It doesn't seem so, but that really is the trick to this whole process. Take your second piece of dry ice, wrap it, and repeat that process a couple of times. The same thing with your other piece of dry ice. Then what you do is you take your cooler, you open it up, you take your dry ice and you place it in the cooler. And if you want to come over here and show them how I'm placing it in the cooler. Spacing it out throughout the cooler so that you only have little pockets inside. Once you have your dry ice covering the bottom, and when I say covering, you don't want it like that. You want it spaced out. Okay? Then you take your number 6 corrugated cardboard. And you want to do your best to make sure that your cardboard is the same size as the bottom of your cooler. And we won't do anything perfect here, but I'm just showing you so you'll know. You'll take your cardboard, cover your dry ice flat. You'll want a couple of layers of cardboard over your dry ice. Then your cooler should look like that with the dry ice covered completely. At this point, what you'll do is you'll take one 10-pound bag of ice, and you'll cover your cardboard. At that point, you close your cooler. Give your cooler 30 to 40 minutes to freeze that ice solid on the bottom, and then you can start packing your food. You want to make sure that you keep your food on top of your 10-pound bag of ice that's spread out, because if it gets too close to the dry ice, everything will freeze. And when I say everything, I mean everything will freeze. Your beer, your eggs, whatever it is that you're bringing, feel free to bring ice cream because this works very well. I hope that helped you prepare for your extended stay in the woods, camping, like we're getting ready to do next weekend on the Peace River. Be sure to join us next week, and we'll show you some of the survival tips that we've learned on the Peace River and how we apply them to our everyday camping life. Thank you, and have a good week. Cut!